welcome to Yedidia Shofet, Halacha series number 4. We're going to begin today with the laws concerning Pesukei de Zimra, or the laws concerning the Zmirot. This is basically when you start the Tefillah before Shema Israel. There is a little section that we read. Okay, let's begin. Halacha number 1. The rabbis of the Great Assembly of the Anshe Knesset HaGedolah, they introduced the recitation of Pesukei de Zimra, which is the Psalms of Praise, prior to the reading of the Shema and its blessings. These are the Psalms which are preceded by the blessing, BARUCH SHEAMAR, and they conclude with the blessing, YISHTABACH. Basically, you start with BARUCH SHEAMAR, that's the first blessing, and then from BARUCH SHEAMAR until YISHTABACH, there are many Psalms and Tehillim pieces and Tefillot that are put in between, and then it closes with YISHTABACH. Halacha number 2. It is forbidden to speak from the recitation of BARUCH SHEAMAR until the end of the Amidah. Basically, when you start BARUCH SHEAMAR, which is the beginning of Pesukei de Zimra, the beginning of the main part of the Tefillah, a person must not speak. The reason why is because when you start off with the bracha, you don't speak in between the bracha. After BARUCH SHEAMAR, the psalm, Mizmor LeTodah, must be recited sitting down. Basically, after you finish BARUCH SHEAMAR, take a seat. Number 4. This psalm, Mizmor LeTodah, is not said on Shabbat or on Yom Tov. It is recited, however, on the intermediary days of Pesach and Sukkot. So on Shabbat or Yom Tov, it's not said, but on Chol HaMoed, you can recite it. Number 5. Psalm 145, which is known from the introduction, Ashrei Yoshvei Beitecha, should be recited with a deep devotion. Because the rabbis say, anyone who says this psalm, Ashrei Yoshvei Beitecha, or otherwise known as in the Tehillim, Tehillah le David, 3 times every single day, he inherits a world to come. The verse, Poteach et yadecha, thou open your hands and satisfy the desire of every living being with favor, should be said with concentration, as this verse alludes to God's providence. And basically, when you say the words Poteach et yadecha u'maspiechocha ratzon in the words of Asher Yoshvei Beitecha, a person should have in mind that his sustenance and everything he has is from God. Hence, if one did not concentrate on his verse, he must repeat the verse again. Halacha number 6. Custom of some Sephardim is to stand up from Vayivarech David until Utzva Hashamayim Lacha Mishtachavim, and some they stand until Atahu Adonai HaElohim. From then on, you may sit, even including the prayer of YISHTABACH. However, Ashkenazim, those who are of European descent, they have the custom to stand from Vayivarech David until the conclusion of YISHTABACH, meaning the last blessing of this portion of Pesukei de Zimra, and of course they stand for Kaddish. Sephardim, like I said before, we do not stand for Kaddish, which is Yitkadal V'Yitkadash Shemer Haba. We don't stand for that. But if someone is standing when the guy starts Kaddish, when the Chazan starts Kaddish, you do not sit until the 5th one is said, and then you may sit. Halacha number 7. It is the duty of every Jew to pray with the congregation. As King Solomon said, Berov ha'am hadrat melech, in the multitude of people is the king's glory. It's a beautiful saying. What does that mean? Meaning that the more a person is with more people, the more beautiful his tefillah will be. Because imagine, if you have a king and only 10 people come out to see him, they're going to say, what type of king is this? But if a lot come out to see him, then you see, wow, look what type of king is this. Consequently, it is of paramount importance not to come late to the services. And furthermore, one must strive to pray in unison with the congregation. One very big problem is people come in, pray at their own pace, and leave. It's beautiful the fact that you come, but also you want to pray with the tzibur. Tzibur means congregation, and the word tzibur, tzadik bet resh, it is an acronym, and it stands for Tzadik is for Tzadikim, for the righteous. Bet is for Benonim, which is the mediocre, and Resh is for the wicked, basically Reshaim. And the entire congregation, you'll have people of all ends, but it's still, everyone is together. Halacha number 8. If one comes late to the synagogue and sees that by reading the prayers from the beginning, he will not be able to catch up with the congregation in time to say the Amidah with them, he may therefore, if necessary, he may truncate. Basically, he can shorten the tefillah like this. He should say BARUCH SHEAMAR, and then he should say Ashrei Yoshvei Betecha, which is the Tehillah David, the one that we talked about. And then he may say YISHTABACH, because in order to say the blessing of BARUCH SHEAMAR and YISHTABACH, you have to have something in between that relates the two, which is one of these psalms, and that is Ashrei Yoshvei Betecha. If time permits, he should include whatever he can. And if time doesn't permit, you should try to come earlier next time. If this is impossible, he should basically start from the blessings of Kriyat Shema, the blessings for Shema, which is Yotzer Or Uvorech Choshech. And after prayer is over, he should recite all of the psalms, basically everything between Baruch She'amar and YISHTABACH, but he should not say the first Baruch She'amar and YISHTABACH. Meaning, if he comes to synagogue and he sees that, I'm very late, what should I do? He should first try to see, can I say Baruch She'amar, Ashrei Yoshvei, and YISHTABACH? Can I do those three? If he can, then okay, kol hakavod, do it. But if he can't, and he has to go straight to the blessings of Kriyat Shema, the blessings of Shema, which is Yotzer Or, then after he finishes the tefillah, he should try to say all of those psalms that he skipped at the beginning, except for the actual Baruch She'amar and YISHTABACH. Number 9. If, however, one sees that even by omitting the above psalms, he will be unable to recite the Amidah with the congregation, then he should, nevertheless, he has to pray as an individual in the prescribed order in the prayer book. I'm sorry, but that means that you're just too late. You can't start chopping it up more than this. You have to start normally from Baruch She'amar with the Psalms and finish normally. Now, halacha number 10. It is forbidden to speak during the Pesukei Zimra. Basically, during this time, like we said, it's a time between Baruch She'amar and Amidah. It is like between a blessing. So between Baruch She'amar and YISHTABACH is also like a blessing. However, one may answer Amen or reply to Kaddish if he is in middle of Baruch She'amar and YISHTABACH. Basically, he can say Amen, or he can, if it's Kaddish, or he can say Kadosh, Kadosh, Kadosh for Kiddusha, or he can even answer Baruch Hashem Mevorach, Baruch Hashem Mevorach L'olam Va'ed. Basically, the answering of the bracha that is said right before Shema Yisrael, the blessings of Shema Yisrael. However, when responding to the Kaddish, he may only reply up to the end of Chatzi Kaddish. Like I said in the part of Halachot of Kaddish, he can only say Amen up to the first 5 Kaddishes. After that, he cannot say Amen, because it will be like an interruption between the blessings of Baruch She'amar and YISHTABACH. One may, however, respond with the 3 initial words, Modim Anachnu Lach. You know the part in the Amidah, the 18 blessings. When people bow, and they say Modim Anachnu Lach, you may answer Modim Anachnu Lach, which is the Modim Anachnu Lach of the Rabbanan, and it is no problem. However, he may not say Baruch Hu u Baruch Shemo. Basically, bless him and bless his name. You cannot answer that because that's not really a necessity when it comes to being to answering in the tefillah. Halacha number 11. If one has no talit or tefillin, but they become available while he is saying Pesukei Zimra, according to Maimonides, he may put them on and recite the blessing. You see that? That means, let's say you come to Bet Knesset, you forgot your talit, you forgot your tefillin, and somebody, you're in the middle of Ashrei Yoshvei, somebody says, hey, you could borrow my tefillin and talit, you could put it on, say the blessings, and you're good to go. If the talit and tefillin were removed during the Pesukei Zimra, and you have to use the restroom, then when replaced, once again, no blessing should be said, because we talked about this before, because you had in mind, if a latecomer, he is in the middle of saying Pesukei de Zimra. The congregation is about to recite Shema. Then, despite the importance of Shema, containing the Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad, one should nevertheless not interrupt one's prayer to recite it with them, which is a very new idea that it would shock a person. Why? Because you would think in middle of Pesukei de Zimra that you can answer Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad. But since it's not an Amen, it's not a Kedusha, it's not a Modim, you don't answer. So what do? You just put your hand over your eyes, continue your tefillah. That way, if anybody sees you, they shouldn't say that, wow, this guy doesn't want to say Shema with us. Because sometimes they don't know the halacha. If whilst latecomer is reading the Pesukei de Zimra, meaning while he's reading this part between Baruch Shamar until Yishtabach, the congregation were saying the 13 attributes, basically, Vayavor, Amonai, Amonai, Kel Rachu Mechanun Erech Apayim Baruch Chesed Ve'emet, Notzer Chesed, Anafim Noseh Avon Ravesha V'chata V'nakeh. Basically, the 13 attributes. If you're in the middle of Pesukei de Zimra, you cannot join in with them. Okay? Halacha number 14. If one goes to the toilet in the middle of reciting the Pesukei de Zimra, basically, he's between Baruch Shamar and YISHTABACH, one may thereafter insert the blessing Asher Yatzar between the Psalms. Basically, let's say if he finishes one of the Hallelujahs, before he starts the next one, he may say Asher Yatzar et ha'adam mechokhmah u'baravo. However, it is preferable to recite it after the Amidah. It is preferable to do it after you finish your tefillah, basically. But if you know you're going to forget, then you must say it right there and then. Halacha number 15. If one is still reading the Pesukei de Zimra, basically Baruch Shamar until Yishtabach, one may nevertheless be called to the reading of the Torah. Basically, you do not need to basically have read Shema Yisrael, contrary to popular belief, before you do the Birkat Torah, the blessing of the Torah. Rather, if you're middle of Baruch Shamar, you may technically go up and make Birkat Torah. Okay? Now, it will finish halacha chapter number 13. We'll do chapter number 14, which is the laws of the blessings of Shema. The rabbis have instituted 2 blessings to be recited preceding the Shema of the morning service. The blessing starts off with Yotzer Or, and also it starts off with Ahavat Olam. These are the 2 blessings. And one blessing after the Shema, which basically concludes it, Emet V'Yatziv. These blessings are the blessings of Kriyat Shema, of the recitation of Shema. Halacha number 2. The Kedusha contained in the blessing Yotzer Or should be recited sitting down. Basically, there's a part in the blessings of Kriyat Shema, of Shema, where you're going to say Kadosh, Kadosh, Kadosh. When you do that, you don't have to stand and jump up and down like you do in the middle of the Amidah. Rather, you sit. With halacha number 3, with regard to interruption in the middle of these blessings, the law is stricter than that of Pesukei de Zimra mentioned in the above chapter. Basically, what I just talked about between Baruch Shamar and Yishtabach, I said that you can answer Amen by Kaddish, by Kiddusha, you can say Kadosh, 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 Modim Anachnu Lach. I said all these things, but the truth is when it comes between Yotzer Or and Amidah, there are very few things that you can actually answer to. Okay? So let's see. If one is reading the benedictions of the Shema and hears a congregation recite the Kaddish, he may respond up to the end of a Chatzi Kaddish, like we said before in Pesukei de Zimra. Basically, if the first 5 amens in the Kaddish, Yitkadav Kadash Shemei Rabbah, and then all the way until Le'ela, until I believe it's Le'ela, that is the one that you can still answer Amen to. Number 5, if one hears the Kiddusha, while he is reading the blessings of the Shema, he may respond. He may say Kadosh, Kadosh, Kadosh. While reading the blessings of Shema, one may respond only with the words Modim Anachnu Lach, with the words Modim Anachnu Lach, which is the bowing. While we have stated in the laws of Pesukei de Zimra that one may say Amen in response to somebody's blessing, nevertheless, in between the blessings of Shema, you cannot say Amen to any other blessing. That is why it's a little bit more stricter. Okay, so everything's the same except for answering Amen for other blessings. Now, if a talit, this is halacha number 8, if a talit or a tefillin, they become available while reciting the Shema or its blessings, one should put them on, but he has to put them on without a beracha. However, between the last blessing of Shema, known as Ga'al Yisrael, and the Amidah, only the tefillin may be put on without a blessing, but the talit should not be worn at all. It should be noted, however, that the appropriate benedictions over the talit and tefillin should be recited after the Amidah. So what happens over here is, we said between BARUCH SHEAMAR and YISHTABACH, that if somebody comes in and he says, I don't have any talit or tefillin, what can he do? He can put them on and say a blessing. But if he is in middle of Yotzer, or if he is in middle of the blessings of Kriyat Shema, one should put them on, however he should not make a blessing. That is basically what he needs to know. If he does it after Shema, which is the final bracha, then right before the Amidah he should put on the tefillin only. And that's it. And he should say it without a bracha. That was halacha number 8. And the final halacha of today is halacha number 9. If one is called up to the reading of the Torah, while he is reciting Shema or its blessings, he may not go up, even if he is a Kohen. That means even if you're supposed to duchan, you're supposed to go up and bless the community, you must finish the blessings or Shema. You cannot interrupt them because they are in middle of a very important bracha, which is not allowed to be interrupted. B'ezrat Hashem, we will start next chapter, Laws of Shema, next time. Thank you.